Teachers usually look strong, composed, and resilient, and especially when they are standing in front of students or when they are delivering a lesson. What most people do not know is that they too have life challenges, which, if not sorted, can make them to be mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually worn out. Hi, if you're joining me for the first time, my name is Rina K, and in this channel, I look at the lives of teachers outside the classroom. In today's video, I want to look at least 4 things that can break down even the most dedicated teacher. Have you ever prepared a meal or a dish and when you serve it, nobody appreciates the effort, the time, and the energy that went into making it? Now that is usually the fate of teachers. Many people do not know that before a teacher stands in front of a student or students to deliver a lesson, a lot usually have happened in the background. Research, reading, the time, mental and psychological preparation just to ensure that the lesson delivery is okay. Unfortunately, even after doing that, quite often teachers feel unappreciated, not only by the students but also the community, at times their bosses, or even the system at large. This happens more so when students do not perform as expected. They are left wondering whether really their efforts, the time, the emotions, and the psychological preparation that went into that lesson were worth it. Most people do not know that a lesson is not just the 20, the 30, or the 40 minutes that a teacher stands in front of a class. There's usually a lot that goes on in the background. There's usually a lot of reading, preparing notes, preparing teaching and learning aids, even emotional, psychological, and mental preparation, and even presentation. A teacher prepares on how he or she should look in front of a class. Unfortunately, after all that has happened, and results or lessons do not turn out to be the way it was expected, the teacher is not appreciated. In fact, he or she is blamed for whatever that did not go well in terms of their lesson and maybe the expected results. So do this. Next time you meet a teacher, just appreciate them. It really helps to boost their confidence and give them the energy to move on. But even when appreciation is lacking, the next challenge is even more difficult. And this is lack of support. I've seen a teacher who worked very hard to ensure that things run well in the school, supporting discipline, academic programs, and even administrative issues. But one day he did just one thing to a student who defied the school rules, just reminding him maybe, and the student did not take it kindly. He ran to the parents, reported. To our surprise, the parents chose to support the student and they took legal action against the teacher. After the case was over, he simply resigned and went to another country to look for other job opportunities. At times, it's not just lack of support or appreciation, it's being misunderstood. Quite often, people think of a lesson as the 30 minutes or 40 minutes that a teacher stands in front of students or in a class. Because of the 40 or 30 minutes debate, people imagine that teachers do not deserve a good pay or good working conditions because, after all, their job is simple. Another problem is that of being blamed for circumstances, situations, or results that are beyond their control. For example, when students do not perform well, it is blamed on the teachers. We've seen communities mobilize themselves to go and flush out teachers for poor performance of either their children individually or even an overall performance of a candidate class. We've seen teachers being blamed for injuries that happen to children when they are playing in the playground. They are left wondering whether their work is worthy or their efforts really get noticed. So behind the strength, the smiles, the composure, many teachers are carrying burdens. For more such like videos, please subscribe to my channel to help me grow. And if you are a teacher, please in the comment section, you can give me a list of things that usually break you down. See you in the next one.